What's up, guys? This is Mike Loris, and I'm going to be continuing my limited coverage of the defense, bringing you a game between Complexity and I am not actually sure how to pronounce this. Fairly sure this is a German team. I'm going to go with Uebelst. I have Uebelst. Complexity versus Uebelst. Right off the bat, I'm going to let it out, everything on the table. Kind of a Complexity fanboy, because they're so huge in the esports scene. Been around for like a million years, and of course their StarCraft team is pretty freaking sweet. Also, there's the fact that they're one of the few North American teams, so extremely biased right here, but I'll try to not let that get in the way. Bans right off the bat, pretty standard bans. Getting rid of the global presence, getting rid of the long lanes, getting rid of that lycanthrope who is rarely not first banned, and by first banned I mean literally the first ban to come out from any team. So poor Lycan. You gotta wonder if that's just because Lycan is an overpowered hero, or because people just don't like playing against him. I mean, Lycan is definitely an amazingly strong hero. He can jungle and take down towers and everything just so much faster than other junglers. And more importantly, however, he scales extremely well into the late game. Like Enchantress and Chen could take down towers pretty decently if they have some troll warlords or just a whole bunch of creeps. But come late game, Chen falls off into a complete support role. He's not very useful as far as his creeps go, or not as useful at least. And Enchantress, although she does have some right click, she does have extremely shitty strength growth, so she's not going to be very durable. Lycan, on the other hand, is extremely durable. He's a strength hero. He could take down Roshan. He's going to be getting a Vlad's almost every single time you play him. So he does have an edge above the other junglers, and that's why he's banned out. And there's actually Enigma also be banned out, so not many junglers left in this game. Invoker going to be the first pick for Uebelst. Uebelst picking up the Invoker, not really a surprise. It's a very strong first pick, because he could fit into any lineup. Of course, Invoker kind of does need experience, so you want to usually give him a solo lane. So that might limit the lanes of the dire side, but shouldn't really be by that much. Complexity responding with Leshrac Shadow Demon. That's a very strong lane if they decide to lane it like that. Of course, they could always do something else and have each hero do their own thing. But if they decide to put those two together, a disruption into a split earth, if the split earth lands, then Uebelst's heroes are going to be in a lot of hurt. We actually see Queen of Pain being picked up by Uebelst, so going for a lot of damage right off the bat. You got the Invoker, who, as of late, tend to focus on the exhort builds, get that global presence going, kind of act as much like a prophet as you can, and Enchantress being picked up by Uebelst, also a pretty high burst damage dealer. Not until a little bit later in the game, but early on, she has a fair amount of utility, and with that heal, she could be extremely useful. They're gonna need to have two more support heroes on the Uebelst team. I mean, like, they have Enchantress who could do something, but ideally you want Enchantress to get some level of farm that doesn't go straight towards the team, and Queen of Pain and Invoker kind of filling the same role. Queen of Pain and Invoker kind of fill the same role as far as experience and gold goes. They both kind of need it equally. Complexity, on the other hand, picking up three heroes who are rather golden level independent. Of course, everyone on their team does benefit from having some extra gold. You could get a Blink Dagger on the Tidehunter, get a pipe on the Tidehunter, make him extra damagey. Or you build a Bloodstone on Leshrac. If you get that early, then it should be a very large asset towards their team. And Leshrac, who doesn't normally get that much farm, usually goes for something like Bracer into a BKB to try to just mitigate all the magic damage and try to just deal as much damage as they can in that however many charges they have left seconds. But Complexity's heroes don't really need that. Leshrac could do perfectly fine getting a couple Bracers, Arcane Boots or Phase Boots or whatever he wants, and then going for something like a Hex Stick. Shadow Demon doesn't need shit. but at the same time Enchantress doesn't either, so Complexity so far has a lot more freedom in their lanes, whereas Uebelst is kind of confined to giving Queen of Pain the mid solo, which is the role that she is most commonly seen playing, and probably Invoker on the top with Enchantress pressuring. Yeah, they're going to need someone on the bot lane, but they actually ban out the Windrunner, who wouldn't be a bad choice for the Uebelst to pick up, if it wasn't too late, of course. So far the bans being rather standard. We can see what some more of the bans are going to be like. Complexity and Uebelst both have not yet shown their hand. Of course, either team could go for a 4-hero carry kind of build orientation with a Morphling or an Anti-Mage, something like that. Ooh, or a Dragon Knight. I like saying Dragon Knights. I feel like we should see more Dragon Knights just because he's so impossible to kill, and Uebelst seems to know that Complexity might go for that 4-1 build, banning out the Morphling. And Complexity taking out the Brewmaster, which will give Uebelst, if Uebelst managed to pick up that Brewmaster, they would have had an extraordinarily strong early and mid game. The likes of which Complexity might have been able to hold off. Shadow Demon, Leshrac, and Tidehunter are all very decent in the early mid game, and the last one is actually going to be Chaos Knight being banned out from Complexity. So they don't want that right-click damage coming out. The right-click damage in Uebelst so far is very weak. I don't want to say non-existent because Exort Invoker hurts. Enchantress has impetus damage, but really there's more spell damage than physical damage coming out from the Uebelst side, and they're going to pick up a Night Stalker. I feel like they're kind of cramping their lanes a little bit. I mean, if you go into a pub and you pick Invoker, you go for a mid lane. If you go into a pub and pick the Queen of Pain, you go for the mid lane. If you go into a pub and pick a Night Stalker, you usually go towards the mid lane. That's because all three of these heroes need gold and they need experience. More importantly, they need the experience. And their lanes are going to be cramped. Of course, Enchantress is going to be in the jungle, so it's just a matter of what hero could Uebelst pick up to support the other heroes. It could be something like a Vengeful Spirit or and CM might be a good choice. Complexity going to be picking up the Lone Druid, so they're going to have that insurance late game and going to be getting out a lot of right-click power on him once he gets his Radiance up. Of course, the pushing power of a Lone Druid combined with the Leshrac is not to be underestimated. There's a lot of damage coming out from that Demolish, plus the Edict, physical damage on those towers. Venomancer is actually going to be the support picked up by Uebelst, so they're going to be fine as far as their lanes go. Venomancer is going to be probably supporting the Night Stalker. He doesn't have the range control that Queen of Pain and Invoker Invoker have. So a double slow lane, not the hugest amount of kill power until the first Knight hits, but still Venomancer will serve his role as a support hero. And we see what the last pick out from Complexity is. I don't know. They still have quite a few options. They could pick someone who's a little bit more pushing oriented. I'm trying to think of one right now. They could pick up someone like a Pugna. The Blast could actually be pretty effective. Or they could go for a little bit more reserved pick. Get something a little bit safer, because when you pick up a Pugna, I want to say most times Pugna is either extremely effective or extremely ineffective. He usually just demolishes towers, gets a lot of levels, gets a lot of gold, and wrecks the entire team. Or whenever he's on the map, the enemy team just converges on him and kills him. And Sand King is actually going to be the role that Complexity is going to pick up. So a pretty safe pick in Sand King. Of course, they'll have the huge team fight coming out from that Epicenter and from that Ravage. Uebelst's team fight, not too shabby themselves, with Venomancer, Queen of Pain, and not Invoker. So a lot of magical damage is going to be coming out from both sides. It's going to be pretty important for someone on each team to pick up a pipe. Most likely it's going to be a pipe on the Tidehunter. Pipe on the Uebelst side doesn't really matter who gets it. I don't really know. Night Stalker, maybe? I also love Uebelst's lion picture. It's so trolly. Let's go over who's playing what. We have Alex on the Venomancer, a stand-in. Pete on the Night Stalker. Pete. Chill on the Enchantress. RMN on the Invoker. And Pass on the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, on the Complexity side, Jo going to be playing the Leshrac. IX Mike on the Shadow Demon. Fluff and Stuff on the Sand King. TC on the Lone Druid, and that leads Hannah Montana, the last person on the Complexity side, with some pretty sweet Tidehunter swag. Wow, the shark is like eating... He's wearing a shark on his head, which is pretty much what it was like in Dota 1. Tidehunter was wearing a shark on his head. He also has ball and chain. I don't know where that fits into the nautical theme. It could be like those... Aren't there like sea mines kind of like that? They're just giant explosive balls with on a chain. I guess that might be where it's from. It doesn't look like in... Does he usually have an anchor on that hand? I'm actually like completely blanking out as far as that goes. But he's going to be heading towards the bot lane. Looks like he's actually going to be soloing. Complexity is going to run an extremely aggressive tri-lane on the top. Shadow Demon, Sand King, and Leshrac, something that I've actually seen before. I actually casted that before, so I'm quite familiar with that. And Invoker are going to be up top by himself, most likely. So he's going to have to be extremely careful. TC is going to be the Lone Druid in the mid lane versus the Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain could do decently against the bear. The bear's not going to kill her unless the bear gets like 3 entangles in a row and Queen of Pain decides to fight and something stupid like that happens. She's going to pick up Blink regardless. She's going to be playing it safe, and Blink isn't that a big deal. Your level 1 skill on Queen of Pain, if you're soloing mid, isn't that much of a big deal, because you're going to hit level 2 pretty soon regardless of what you choose. And with Blink, you make sure you don't die. Gotta make sure that RMN, gotta keep tabs on that guy, because a disruption into a split earth is usually enough to just take down the Invoker. Well, maybe once they hit level 2. What the hell? That was the first creep that died. No creeps died before that. It's kind of weird. Okay. Never mind, never mind. Looks like Alex and Chill just camping out in the Complexity Forest as the Spirit Bear, taking quite a bit of damage. If TC loses this, he's not going to be happy yet, but looks like the bear is going to run out just fine. There's actually no one in the jungle right now, and Hannah Montana knows where the 2 supports on the Uebelst side are. Oh my god, Alex getting disrupted, and he's going to go down. Ooh, barely caught the tail end of that. Leshrac taking a first blood. That was a disruption, and yeah, just 3 level 1 skills, aggressive tri-lane doing work. As I was saying, Hannah Montana knows where the supports are. He does have a ward, which... No, that's... Yeah, that is his ward. He's blocking off his own pole camp. So he's expecting an aggressive jungle. And what do you know? He guessed right. I guess it's just that way they get a lot more pressure into the bottom lane, and also you get that tri-solo, which oh, I like this. You get that tri-solo, which Uebelst needed with their Night Stalker, Queen of Pain, and Invoker pickup. We actually see Complexity chilling in the trees. I'm pretty sure they mined quite a bit to get in there, or just a little bit. RMN not stepping up at all, and Jo's going to be taking the farm. On the top lane, with Fluff and Stuff and Shadow Demon, IX Mike, just chilling at low levels. But Leshrac got at high levels. That edict is going to mean that the tower is going to go down extremely fast, and that means he's also going to get his Bloodstone a little bit quicker. And IX Mike mined completely through the trees, so if RMN saw him move through there, then he's going to know to play extremely careful, kind of like he already is, but if he moves up at all, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Chill and Alex continuing to dual jungle up. It's very smart lane placement, or lack of lane placement, I suppose, coming out from Uebelst, making sure that all 3 of their experience and gold dependent heroes get the experience and gold they need. Of course, RMN not having the most. What the hell's this? Oh, cool! I didn't even notice that before. That's awesome. Okay, sorry. Yeah, RMN not having the best time on the top lane, but yeah, what are you going to do? Whoever you're going to put up there is going to die pretty much, and Night Stalker against Tidehunter, he's having as good a time as he can, and Queen of Pain managing to deal with the Lone Druid. 11 for 6 versus 10 for 5, so pretty equal on that front. We see IX Mike and Fluff and stuff roaming around the dire jungle, might be looking towards pass. I don't think they will be able to get her. A disruption plus a perfect burrow strike might be able to land it, but Lone Druid doesn't really offer that much as far as ganks go, especially when he's getting ganked himself. Smoke gang coming in as you have a Shadow Strike on the Lone Druid. Lone Druid is on the run. He summons his bear to try to slow him down, but he's going to take a Sun Strike. Very low Sun Strike, however. Low level. And now, oh no, Alex is going to get disrupted. Is there going to be a curse? No, there's actually Shadow Poison level 2. Uebelst Alex is going to go down. Sand King's last right click, and IX Mike continuing to stack the poison, but it's only level 1, so it's not doing the most damage. Passes kind of on the chase, but not really. Chill pops up that heal. Level 1 as well. And looks like everyone's just going to back off to their respective sides as the poor Ursa dies and drowns in the river. So, pretty good engagement. I'm actually surprised at this choice of Shadow Poison. Usually you see a maxed out Soul Catcher, maybe 1 or 2 points of disruption, and then completely foregoing Shadow Poison in some cases. But getting Shadow Poison early might be just for vision on the top lane. They knew Invoker was somewhere there, but they didn't quite have tabs on him. So they wanted Shadow Poison, which does give you quite a bit of vision, especially if you tag someone and that vision sticks. Venomancer now placing wards, and he's going to see Jo and Fluff and stuff as an Edict that goes up. Perfect Split Earth right in the center. Alex is going to take a lot of Edict damage, plus a Burrow Strike. Leshrac is going to take another kill, but here comes Pass with a double damage rune. Jo is going to get 2 clicked down. Fluff and stuff, you got to run, man. Blink after by the Queen of Pain. She doesn't have any more spells. She does have a bottle charge, but she's not going to chase this. Leshrac being taken down by the Queen of Pain, but Leshrac did have quite a bit of gold. Unreliable gold as well. Check out the bot lane. Night Stalker having a pretty good time. Level 6, and he actually did take his Point of Darkness. I suppose if you get complete free farm and if you feel confident about your chances come nighttime, it's okay to take that first level of darkness, which he has to cast right now. I'm just going to keep tabs on the Night Stalker to see when he does cast that, because if you take your darkness at level 6, you should be casting it whenever you can for the first nighttime. Anything else, and it's just dead weight. That's another point that could be in Hunter of the Night, could be into your silence, more likely into Hunter of the Night, because you don't really need to silence these guys. Sand King maybe, but we now see Alex planting down some Plague Wards, looking for Hannah Montana, but Hannah Montana seems to be safe in the trees. Pete looks like he's content to just farm and push the bot lane. You see RMN jungling, Jungle Invoker. I mean, he's not going to get anything else anywhere else, so you might as well try to get a little bit of income, a little bit of experience in the jungle, and he's almost level 5, so he's not doing too bad for himself. Leshrac is level 6, and pretty decent levels on the supports. RMN, if you walk up the wrong way, you're going to be dead. Eats a tango, but Fluff and Stuff and Ice Maker are on the hunt. There's the disruption. No Soul Catcher, just a Shadow Poison for a little more damage. The Burrow Strike goes off on RMN as well, taking a lot of damage. Second stack of Shadow Poison, and the right clicks might be enough to take him over. 17 health. Oh my god, he's going to survive. IX Mike taking a lot of damage from the Queen of Pain, and RMN actually surviving with that Tango really pulling through for him. Queen of Pain gets entangled, very lucky entangled by the Lone Druid. Lone Druid is going to be able to bag a kill. Why can't that ever happen when I'm playing? Oh my god, TC is actually still getting hurt by the Night Stalker, who barely manages to escape. Maybe I checked out a little bit too early from that fight. I should say, I never get first hit entangles. What kind of bullshit is that? I'm so unlucky. But I probably should have waited for a little bit to actually make that seemingly random comment, because there was still fighting to be done. Night Stalker teleported in. There goes the darkness. He needed to cast that a while ago, and I feel like I'm zoomed in for some reason. Oh my god, I am just completely awful, just dicking around and kills are going on. My apologies. And Montana now being chased by the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is going to be stunned up by Fluff and Stuff, but he's also going to have to worry about Chill and the Queen of Pain. Night Stalker is on the hunt. He doesn't have any more mana though. No bottle, no urn charges, so he's not going to be able to get a kill unless the Enchantress pulls some amazing Centaur stuff. Hannah Montana is on the run, and Chill found him. He doesn't have his slow quite yet because he used it to take the Centaur, which is not helping at all. Just 2 more right clicks is going to be enough. Actually, completely dodging the Sunstrike. Brilliant play by Hannah Montana. And IX Mike comes to support, and Enchantress is going to take a Burrow Strike. Is there going to be disruption or just Shadow Poison? IX Mike is actually getting slowed down by that Centaur. Fluff and Stuff is staying onto the Enchantress, but Hannah Montana has to go on the run as Shadow Night Stalker is going to turn around. He can take a Burrow Strike and a Gush, and IX Mike is going to get roared. No, he's actually getting taken down by the Night Stalker, who does have 2 stacks of poison. Isn't going to be enough. He is getting healed by the Urn, so he's probably going to be okay. Sand King getting taken down by the Queen of Pain in the meantime. Queen of Pain does have a double damage rune, and TC is going to teleport out of there. No mana or resources for a stun. Whew. So TC once again teleporting out in the face of danger, and Jo doing the same thing, very close to death. Chill unfortunately could not seal the deal on Tidehunter, who I believe lived. Yeah, he was 1-0-0. He definitely lived. Brilliant Sunstrike dodge by the Tidehunter. Really just star sense right there. And then he even stuck around, got a Gush off, and helped contribute towards, I think, a kill. Was there a kill? Yeah, Venomancer kill, Tidehunter. So good play by the Tidehunter, but Uebelst just bringing up all their extremely mobile support heroes. You have the Blink on Queen of Pain, which is only level 1, but still could get her up the river walls. Night Stalker is speedy as always, and see a Dust being dispelled. Burrow Strike actually missing, but it's only level 2 Burrow Strike. It's really crappy range, so not the most dependable of skills until it gets to a higher level, and that's kind of where Complexities has their weakness, in the sense that their initiation is all in the hands of the Shadow Demon. They do have a Tidehunter who's pretty high level, but he's nowhere near a Blink Dagger. Usually you see a Sand King with that long range Burrow Strike going to be setting things up, but this time it's going to be all in the Shadow Demon, so they only have one avenue of attack as far as that goes. Hannah Montana hiding in the trees. He does have his Ravage up if he wants to use it. Purple's taking the tower in the meantime. Here comes Hannah Montana, teleport coming in. It is going to be the Leshrac, but looks like he's going to be happy to Anchor Smash. Split Earth. That creep sure got it. Or guy. And they do manage to deny the tower. So good teleport in coming from Jo, but it looks like Uebelst is pretty pissed about that. Double Split Earth going out to Alex and Pete. Here's going to be the Ravage. Venomancer gets immediately taken down. Pete is going to be taken down as well, and Chill is very weak, but he does have his heal going off. Hannah Montana wants this kill. There goes an Anchor Smash, and Sunstrike going to completely miss Jo, so no kill for the Invoker there, as Jo surfing around as that Leshrac with extremely low health. So very good fight by Complexity, taking 2 kills and a tower deny. So Uebelst didn't really get much from that engagement. TC, only 1,000 gold, so not going to see the Relic anytime soon. And this Fluff and Stuff has managed to find himself a free lane where he's going to try to get up some levels, get to that level 6. At this point, level 6 Sand King will do quite a bit of damage. Everyone on the Uebelst team, minus Night Stalker, is still extremely weak and susceptible to huge magic pulses of death. I don't really see a situation where people would not be very weak to that. I mean, like, it's huge magic pulses of death. How could you be resilient to that? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. None of that. No rambling, Fluff and Stuff, just pulling, getting himself more experience. Also importantly, getting higher levels of Burrow Strike. So Burrow Strike range increases quite a bit, from 350 to 650, so a whole 300 range on that Burrow Strike, and that's completely huge, especially when he's nowhere close to a Blink Dagger. You really want that that higher level of Burrow Strike. It's kind of the bare necessity for Sand King, who's kind of sharing farm with RMN. Level 8 RMN as the Invoker, but he does have a Night Stalker and an Enchantress in the wings, so if Fluff goes in on this, it's going to be bad news for him. We see Pete circling around. There's going to be a silence and a stun on the Fluff and Stuff. Yes, Void. He's actually going to teleport straight out. Sunstrike missing completely. No, a Cold Snap is going to be what's going to interrupt that. Fluff is just going to chill in the Sandstorm, but it's only level 2. It's just going to be out of time. He's actually going to Burrow Strike out and a Split Earth. Going to be holding the Enchantress back. Pete, oh my god, what an unfortunate time for Night Descent to end, but Pass is on it. He's going to be able to scream the Fluff and Stuff away, as Jo taking a lot of damage from the Scream of Pain. He's actually going to get ticked over by Poison. No, it's an Urn Charge that takes him over. So 2 kills from Complexity. Teal trying to save Sand King, not quite enough in the end, and now IX Mike is on the run. Shadow Strike, no, not Shadow Strike, Sun Strike. So many strikes in this game, going to be doing a lot of damage to him, and Night Stalker's Urn is going to get him a double kill during the daytime. Night Stalker, usually people say farm during the day and kill during the night. Pete says, fuck that, I'm going to kill whenever I damn well please. You can do that as a Night Stalker. Hell, you're playing a very decent Night Stalker. Best things to farm in the game are, of course, the enemy heroes. Always. Complexity, not quite happy with that engagement. Going to be taking down this very weak Tier 1 mid tower. And I don't think Uebelst can or want to protect this. Night Stalker has his Vanguard, has his Urn of Shadows, so he's going to be by far the tankiest person on the team. Complexity doesn't look like they want to stop. They have an Edict armed up on Leshrac. They have two pairs of mana boots, so this push can keep going. You see the fortification going off, and the annoying ass Wildkin War Chief doing his shit, but it's going to be burrowed by Sand King. Going to stop that tornado. I hate that tornado so much. Hannah Montana looking for a Ravage. He really wants to cast it. He's going to go on to Pete and RMN. There goes the Gush onto RMN. Ravage catching both of them as well. RMN's going to get completely demolished by the Leshrac, and the tower gets destroyed by the Radiant. Someone gets disrupted. Who is that? It's Alex, the Venomancer. He's going to be in a lot of trouble as well. Here comes Pass. He does not have his ultimate, however, so he's not going to be as effective, especially when all of Complexity comes up. Here comes the Epicenter pump up and stuff. Burrow Strike onto the Night Stalker, and Chill taking a lot of damage from those magic waves of death. Chill now on the run, getting entangled first hit by the Lone Druid, and now Alex is on the run from IX Mike. IX Mike does not have any more mana, unfortunately. Are there going to be any mana boots? Mana boots not on cooldown. Fluff and Stuff needs a Burrow Strike. He's actually going to Burrow Strike down the ledge, so oh my god, another entangle. So lucky on these entangles. Queen of Pain, meantime, in the back, cleaning up the Shadow Demon. Whew, what a fight. So 3 for 2 in favor of Complexity. They did use all their ultimates, but the thing is, Queen of Pain's ultimate wasn't up. When the entirety of Complexity was right in this area, I mean, like, there was 5 heroes in this area. And, you know, one Scream of Pain, one Sonic Wave would have done just so much damage, especially, I don't think it was level 2 when the fight broke out. Double kill really helps your levels. So probably just a level 1 Sonic Wave, but still a lot of damage going out nonetheless, and that would have really hurt Complexity in that engagement. Probably taken at least one more person. And would have deterred them from chasing that Venomancer. Or might have not. We now see a Spirit Bear tanking up Roshan. He's going to get resummoned back to the main bear, and that is going to be his relic. And I feel like whenever I use these things to select people, I zoom in. I don't know what that's about. Smoke now on 3 people from the Complexity side. Going to want to catch out this Night Stalker, but Complexity, unknowingly, might be walking into a trap. They're actually going to go for a flank, checking the runes real quickly. Not going to be anyone there, and Enchantress is here as well as IX Mike finds Enchantress. Is he going to engage on this? Disruption going off onto the Enchantress, but a Burrow Strike going to the Venomancer, and Jo is completely isolated. Alex is going to take a lot of damage, but Invoker manages to pick up the Sand King. Where is Jo? Jo is right there. He's on the run from Pass. Pass is going to use his ultimate for that kill. So extremely rough fight from Complexity. Actually no, not yet over yet. Night Stalker popped the ultimate, managed to get a kill on the Shadow Demon. Now Hannah Montana's in the middle of nowhere. He is going for that pipe, as I said before, but that's not going to help him much right now. It might help him a little bit now. He's trying to defend this tower as a teleport coming in. That's going to be Sand King. Ravage a little bit late, but it doesn't matter, actually. There's going to be a Burrow Strike on someone. Whoever gets Burrow Strike is going to die. Chill's going to die. Hannah Montana now in the chase for Alex. Alex is very slow, but he did manage to get that Gale off. So everyone's moving in slow motion right now. Venomancer is the first one to regain his speed. That Venomous Gale slow lasting so long, managing to get him to safety, and no Blink Daggers on either of these 2 heroes, so that's going to be fine for him. And actually Pete getting just right-clicked down by Lone Druid. Kills going all around the map. So yeah, that fight, it started off not the best for Complexity. They split up, which is something you don't want to do when you're smoking, unless you see something that makes you not want to go for a gank. And we actually now see Jo might get ganked up, being killed by RMN. He does take Cold Snap and Forge Spirits. A lot of damage coming out. Sunstrike going to miss just barely, however. So Leshrac is probably going to be fine. That Sunstrike hit. One more right click. Sunstrike. Maybe 1, maybe 2 more right clicks, and that would have been enough. Invoker now with the Force Staff, so Oh, but he's going to get ganked out nonetheless. Can Complexity get a stun on him before he teleports? That was actually an invisibility rune, not a dust, not a smoke, so. Sand King not able to get a stun on the Invoker, but still able to hold onto his invisibility. And look, he's going to find a very tender Enchantress. Burrow Strike into an Epicenter is going to be enough. Is he going to actually do it? He's actually going to channel his Epicenter first, and then Burrow Strike in, completely whiffing everything. Huge mistake by Fluff and Stuff. He was doing that completely blind, and now he's going to take a lot of damage. Dust goes off onto him, and there's a Night Stalker and a Queen of Pain going to head them off. Ix Mike, you're in the wrong place at the wrong time trying to be a support hero, which you are, but it's not really the best time to do that. Actually, Jo and Hannah Montana here to support, so it's now a engagement in favor of Complexity. But it looks like everyone's just going to be falling back. Very good of Complexity to bring their supports in, and Uebelst already had all the supports there, so doing the right thing and trying to push for a fight where they had the numerical advantage, at least for a little bit. Fortunately for them, the Radiance has finished on the Lone Druid in 19 minutes, so Radiance Phase Boots, very good farm on him. Let's actually check how much. 120 in 19 minutes. Is that 6 per minute? Not bad at all. And the gold, as expected, in favor of Complexity. And the experience, wow, that experience is some roller coaster ride. I would not want to ride that. But still in favor of Complexity. That is because Complexity has taken more towers than Uebelst, so that's where the gold advantage comes from. And then more kills on the Complexity side as well. So more kills, more farm, just Complexity in a pretty big advantage right now. That's not to say that Uebelst is out of this by any means. They have an extremely large amount of power coming out from their heroes. And Night Stalker should be casting that Darkness, unless he wants to wait for level 11 and get a level 2 Darkness. I feel like I'm better at casting Darkness than most pro players, but yeah, probably not. It's a bold thing to say by me, but yeah, I'm going to stick with that. Yeah. Okay, Tidehunter now with a gem, going to be able to clear out some wards, and Ix Mike with nothing, Jo with the BKB, so doesn't have as much farm. He actually died quite a few times, and going to go for a complete magic immunity roll, but the right click from Uebelst, even though their magic damage is clearly the superior portion of their damage, the right click damage from their team is pretty substantial as well. Sand King on his way to a Blink Dagger, only 500 off, and as I mentioned before, 4 staff on the Invoker, might be going for a set of drums. Queen of Pain building towards a BKB of her own, Venomancer with an urn, so actually 2 urns on Uebelst. You only get 1 urn charge per kill. Like, 1 person only gets an urn per kill, so that's not going to exactly stack up, but hell, if they're separate, might as well just collect every soul you can. Gotta catch 'em all, Urn of Shadows edition. And looks like everyone just content to push out their lanes, get a little bit more gold as we're just now pushing the 22-minute mark. No one really has, I mean, like, Complexity does have an advantage, but because they are constantly getting caught off in the skirmishes, they probably don't feel like they have a huge advantage, even though the gold advantage and the experience advantage is there. The charts, unfortunately for them, they can't see the charts. Sharkface just sitting in the middle, taking up creeps, getting a little bit of the side experience. And yes, I think Sharkface is a very appropriate nickname for Tidehunter. I'm going to make that a thing. Sharkface. Of course, I don't think I really should, but fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway, because I think that name is adorable. TC now with the Vlads and Fluff and Stuff has another invisibility rune. He has to walk up this hill, and even though Uebelst does have a set of dust, I don't think they're going to randomly dust for an invisibility rune. Even though if he did take it from the bot lane, they would know that there's an invisible something going around. Sand King, however, does have his Blink Dagger, so his initiation range has increased by quite a bit, and he's not going to have any more of those miss epicenters anymore, because he's going to be able to blink in and then Burrow Strike to land all that guaranteed magic damage. So delicious. Nom 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 nom. Sand King is the delicious hero. Just has a very hard shell. You have to crack that, get some lobster crackers, and then just go to town on Sand King. Probably not the best tasting. It might be. Actually, there's probably going to be sand everywhere. I changed my mind. It's bad. You don't want to eat sand. It's bad stuff. So now Complexity, all gearing up towards the bot lane as Uebelst dispersed from the mid lane. Going to be trying to get this top tower most likely. They really need to get some more towers down, but looks like Complexity wants to force Uebelst's hand into defending the bot lane. Radiance and Vlad's going to be adding a lot of momentum towards the bot lane, and looks like Uebelst going to want to do a trade. This top tower is probably going to get taken down no matter what, so looks like they're not going to be interested in defending, even though they do use their fortification. Just going to buy themselves a little bit of time to take down the towers of their own that they desire. And there goes the top tower of the Radiant and the middle tower of the Radiant, getting a little bit of pressure too, but looks like Complexity not interested in defending that, just going to be going for Roshan, and Alex is here as the Venomancer, so he could play Guard in and get a constant updates as to how much health Roshan has. There goes one right now as a Venomous Ward just doing his own thing. Gush actually not lowering the armor. Venomous Gale going off onto the entirety of Complexity. They're still going strong about it. They're going to have to be very careful for a steal as the BKB, Queen of Pain, jumps in. Is there going to be a steal? No. Radiant gets everything. Lundra picks up the Aegis of the Immortal. Ravage going off. Ix Mike is being silenced, and you have a huge epicenter. Only catching Invoker, actually, so not that big, but Alex taking a lot of damage. And now BKB, Leshrac. Queen of Pain is still in the back somehow. She managed to survive, but two people from Uebelst dropped in exchange for no one. And Complexity managed to kill Roshan, managed to pick it up on the Lone Druid, which is exactly what they wanted to do. And Uebelst, even though they had pure vision of that, they just weren't able to make it, like, they weren't able to seal the deal. BKB on Queen of Pain obviously helped her quite a bit in surviving that. Pretty sure that blocked out the Ravage, which would have definitely meant her death. That's why you get a BKB, because it saves your life. But the Ravage, pretty sure it was casted right around here, really shut down everyone just out over here, and even I don't know if there was anyone over here, but just a really tidy place to put your Ravage. It's going to hit everyone pretty much guaranteed, and as the entire Dire side trying to make their way through this small corridor, that Ravage is going to and did slow them down quite a bit, ensuring that they managed to get small pickoffs instead of letting Uebelst get a giant 5-on-5 rumble. It's more like a small series of 5v1 ganks that would just they kept on coming in Power Ranger style, if you know what I mean. Poor Shadow Demon Illusion getting it 3 clicked by Pete, doing so much damage to those illusions. He's going to be going for BKB by himself, so there's going to be a lot of magic immunity in this game, and magic immunity is very useful to have, so I don't see why there shouldn't be a lot of magic immunity. Just playing some League of Legends, and everyone's just like so ridiculously upset at Morgana. Of course, that was a while ago. I don't really play much anymore, but everyone's like, oh my god, Black Shield OP. So over here it's like, well, you could buy one and then have that same thing. Doesn't block magic damage, but it blocks all the effects, and actually it doesn't really block magic damage. It lets you untargetable, so I guess it kind of does, but people can't waste magic spells on you. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm gonna get back into this game. Complexity now smoking up. They do have the Epicenter, they do have the Ravage, and they do have BKBs up on everyone who does have it, and a Veil of Discord going to be coming out from the Sand King. Very good choice, considering lots of magic damage coming out from him and Tidehunter and Leshrac, and it's going to be just adding so much damage total to the Uebelst side. Queen of Pain not going to care that much as long as she gets her BKB off in an appropriate time, but the rest of them pretty soft. Especially Enchantress. Low strength growth. It's going to be very hurty as Pipe goes off. Complexity wants a tower and they want a Rax. Venomous Gale going to be going out as well as a Tornado, but it's only a level 2 Wex on that Tornado. Well, actually, damage isn't that great, but Complexity looks like they're kind of content. They just want to wait right now for someone from Uebelst to be out of position, or for their Pipe to come back. Mech also actually being picked up by the Tidehunter, so he's not interested in getting a Blink Ravage. The setup is going to be coming in from the Sand King. Ice Wall going off from RMN, trying to hold back the creep wave, and Ice Wall is just so ridiculous. ridiculously good at doing that. Bear just going to be right-clicking wards, getting a little bit of gold. Now has a Hyperstone, so he's going to be hitting up very quickly. Going to be building up towards that Assault Cuirass. So standard Lone Druid stuff. And when is that pipe going to be up again? 9 seconds. Complexity just walked right in last time. And now they actually have a completed AC. This is perfect for them. Pipe is going to be going off. Pipe should be going off. There goes the pipe. And another cold wall going to be trying to slow them down. It's going to do a pretty good job. And a tornado as well. So Complexity losing a lot of their momentum as you see a meteor coming down. But the Edict is going hard on the melee racks. Fortification going off. Trying to buy Uebelst a little bit of time. The right clicks are still coming out though very slowly. Here comes the Bear for the last 2 clicks. Bear is going to get it. And Tidehunter in a very good position. Actually, we see an hang going on to Alex. He immediately unleashes his ultimate, knowing he's going to die. Tidehunter managing to get that kill with a gush. And that's going to be in the second tower, second racks actually, from Uebelst going towards Complexity. I want to say something about that Tidehunter positioning, sitting right here the entire time. And Uebelst knew that Ravage was up, and by sitting right here, you completely the Tidehunter completely denied Uebelst access to defend their tier 3 and their axes. So he didn't even have to do anything. He just literally sitting there, gushing, and then anchor smashing when the creeps spawn. But just sitting there and being a giant wall basically with that potential Ravage, and in the end, he didn't even have to use it. So he could do the exact same thing for the next fight. And Complexity has shown that even if Uebelst has everything up, they did have the Queen of Pain ultimate. Well, now they don't even have the Venomancer ultimate, but everything was up for Uebelst minus nighttime, and Complexity just walked in and took a Rax. Easy as that. That gold advantage continuing to climb, as well as the experience advantage. So they're really riding that wave of advantage. See Hannah Montana now going to be encountering Chill. Chill is actually going to be teleporting. No, he's actually going to cancel it, as there's going to be a rumble in the forest. Chill is going to be putting off that heal, and Hannah Montana going to be stunned up, but he's not taking any damage from the Enchantress. She now has an Angry Bear. Better enchant it, Enchantress. That would be awesome if you could do that, but you cannot. CoL's not going on the Bear, but it's not going to be that a big deal. Bear just going to walk out of there just fine. Has quite a bit of armor with that Assault Cuirass, and looks like Complexity want their second Rax. Uebelst this time, they have to try to make something happen. Aghanim Scepter now up on Invoker, but unfortunately his ultimate isn't level 4, so he's not going to have his spells on complete rapid fire, just like semi-automatic. Jo looking for a stun. He has his Aghanim Scepter incoming. Ice Wall. I always call it Cold Wall for some reason. Ice Wall going up, trying to slow all Complexity down, and the EMP to force them back as well. If anyone's getting hit by that, no one's getting hit by that. If they get hit by that, that would be pretty sad, since it's a pretty low level of Wex. And Invoker actually going for a balanced build, something you don't see very often. Usually it's max out either Wex or Exhort first, and then follow up with Quas, and then come the mid game they usually just do whatever they feel like. But now we are going to have a pipe going to be popped out by the Complexity side, but the Ice Wall is still up, so they're not going to be able to make such a huge push on this tower. Chaos Meteor and Deafening Blast coming out from the Evoker, trying to slow them down, but Complexity just too much, and Uebelst, Alex, gonna be forced to pop his ultimate, only hitting the Lone Druid, however, and Lone Druid with that Vlad is gonna be able to restore himself quite fast. Pete now coming in hard for that Sand King, and Sand King gets a huge burrow and a huge Ravage as well, gonna be eliminating Chill from the fight. Arman taking a lot of damage from that Leshrac, as actually Night Stalker is gonna be the next one to fall past. On the run, trying to take out IX Mike, but IX Mike is actually going to get denied by Leshrac, as we have the GG coming out from the Venomancer, Alex. Complexity just too much bulk, too much threat of anything, and Uebelst did not have their initiation that they needed. Night Stalker ran in with the BKB, tried to interrupt the Sand King, but I'm not sure if I saw that correctly, but I'm pretty sure Night Stalker silenced the Shadow Demon beforehand. But either way, Sand King managed to get a perfect ultimate off, and Tidehunter, Sharkface, managed to get a perfect ultimate off as well, and just that huge amount of magical damage. Uebelst, with not enough initiation, couldn't stand up to that, and Complexity just walking straight into the base, not once but twice, and taking her racks each time, and there was nothing Uebelst could do about it. High level Ravage, level 3, only level 2, yeah, only level 2 epicenter, so not the biggest, but still pretty big, and really there wasn't enough counter push coming out from Uebelst. They couldn't take a head-on fight. There's going to be GG as we get a very nice close-up of a BKB, Pulse Nova, Leshrac. Actually has like tattoos and stuff. I'd never noticed that before. Never looked that close at him. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Complexity versus Uebelst from the Defense group stages. As always, looking for criticism, comments, anything. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. More to come later. GG.